match in prospect.
Yes, it's going to be special. The Black Eyed Peas got the gig at the Super Bowl this year. If they were belting one out tonight, it surely would be I Got a Feeling. Djokovic, the Australian Open champion, has beaten Federer in the last two majors, but Federer loves quick conditions. It's mouth-watering, to say the very least.
Packed to the rafters, as you would expect, for a match between two of the top three players in the world. And two men who are so popular here in Dubai. Federer back after a two-year absence caused by illness and injury. Djokovic, well, it's his fifth time here. He's never failed to make the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals in his first appearance when he lost to Federer, semis in his second, and ending up the champion in his third and fourth. Smiles all round. Just great to be able to say, I was there.
I don't even think it's elbow room only tonight. It's a stunning centre court. Outside of the majors, for many, it's the best centre court there is. It's so intimate.
Mohamed Loyani, the umpire. Looks like Federer won the spin of the coin.
Chose to serve.
Roger Federer against Novak Djokovic for the Dubai Duty-Free Championships. And a first prize of $386,000. The runner-up, $181,500.
Yes, and Djokovic got through 4-2 with the retirement in the end. Berdych, his left leg, letting him down. Called it a catastrophic match, Djokovic, yesterday, but he got through it as he did on his way to the title here last year. He played nowhere near his best tennis every single round. But he beat Eugenie in the final, and for the first time in his career, he successfully defended a title. Of course, Federer, he's looking for title number 5 in what is his 6th final. The only time he's been beaten in the final was by Rafa Nadal. ...29 years old now, 6'1", 1m85, built for tennis. 67 titles. This is his 96th tour final. He's won 16 majors, of course, from 22 major finals. Over $60 million in prize money. And, of course, he created a record being number 1 for 237 consecutive weeks. Total is 285 weeks. Connor's 268. Lendl 270 weeks. Confirmation of his 4 title runs. In 03 he beat Novak of the Czech Republic. 04 was Lopez, 05 Ljubicic, and 4 years ago Mikhail Eugenie. So his 8th visit. He missed the last couple of years with injury and ill health, as David was saying. So first round, it was a thrill for all his opponents. He beat Sumdev Devarman, the Indian number 1, ranked 79 in the world. A career high, that, for Devarman, which will please everyone in India. Then he beat Marcel Granollers, 6'3", 6'4". The Spanish number 10, ranked 53 for his 750th ATP Tour win.
He has won 67 of them. It is, of course,
played really well at the key times in both of those matches, Federer. And then in the quarterfinals, Sergei Stakhovsky broke him for the first time in the tournament in the very opening game of the match, but he came storming back, did Federer. And his third opponent in a row in a first meeting. It was 6-3, 6-4 in the end against the Ukrainian number 2, ranked 43 in the world. who won the doubles today, of course. And then he beat Gasquet, 6-2, 7-5, from 3-5 down in the second. So his opponent for the 21st time is Novak Djokovic, the number 2 seed. He's won 19 of his 32 finals contested, including 2 Australian Opens, of course. He's well over $20 million in prize money now. He's currently ranked number 2 in the world. He was number 3 in the world. He was number 2 on the 1st of February last year. And his goal is to be number 1, amongst other things. His 5th visit in 2009, he beat the Spaniard David Ferrer in the final, and last year he beat Mikhail Yuzhny in the Sunday final, of course, rained off from the Saturday. So his 5th visit in a row to Dubai for Novak Djokovic. And in the opening round, he beat the French number 3, ranked 27, Mikhail Laudre, 6-3, 6-3, 2-1 on that particular head-to-head now. In the second round, he beat the twice runner-up here, Feliciano Lopez, the Spanish number 9, ranked 41 in the world, 6-2, 3-6, 6-4. Third win against the Spaniard, he's never been beaten by him. Booked his place through to the quarterfinals, where he played Florian Mayer of Germany, ranked 38 in the world. He was 3-5 down first set. At 4-5, there was a double fault and 3 unforced errors from Florian Mayer. He gifted the break back. Well, he only got one more game, the German. It was 7-5, 6-1 in the first meeting. And then in the semi-finals, as I've mentioned, Thomas Berdych had trouble with his left leg. And after an error-strewn match, he went through on the retirement at 4-2 in the third.
This is the 21st meeting between these two men. Federer has the lead on a hard court. He's won 11 of 17 meetings. But of course, Djokovic won their most recent one on a hard court in 3 straight sets in the semi-finals of the Australian Open. Mind you, it's not that long ago that Federer recorded his last win. It was in the ATP Tour finals at the end of last year in the semi-finals there. Mohamed Louyani, of Moroccan descent, Swedish nationality and Spanish residency, in the chair. Looking a bit serious for Mohamed.
Yeah, Mr. Smiler. Where's it gone?
He's got his final face on as well as his final suit.
Best of 3 target sets. Roger Federer won the toss and left to serve.
Chris, on semi-final form, I mean, Novak, as you were mentioning, called his performance catastrophic, basically. Federer's the clear favourite, but how relevant is what happened yesterday to today?
I think depends on the start, David. I think if there's quite a few errors from Djokovic at the start of the match, and Federer always likes to start finals quickly, then Severin Luthi there, his assistant coach, Swiss Davis Cup captain, his regular aide in the tournaments. Obviously, Paul Annacombe will meet up with him again shortly, his new coach. But I think the start is very important. If he starts okay and he's hitting the ball well and the errors aren't there, I think yesterday's almost irrelevant. He got through it. But if he starts poorly and Federer gets off to a flyer, then it could worry him.
Time.
The 2011 Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. Marian Vida, the coach of Novak Djokovic. It is Roger Federer to serve.
Roger Federer to serve. Ready? Play. Not 15.
Of course, winning their last 2 matches in the majors, that will really give this man a lot of belief.
15 all.
Then, of course, Federer will want to set the record straight.
$30-15. Left for service.
Got the mid-court ball. Super start for Federer.
First game.
Well, his gloves are off, aren't they? Looking to get on the ball very early, being very aggressive as he always is, dominating off any short ball. And that's going to be the key. Djokovic has got to get great length tonight. And he's got to really defend well, because Federer will be getting after him. Be interesting to see how much this man actually attacks himself. He played outstandingly in the Australian Open.
Novak Djokovic to serve.
And the serve for Djokovic, well, it's a different class to here last year. I mean, he was virtually bowling it in 12 months ago. It's vastly improved.
$30.
Nod of approval from Mohamed Liani to the line judge.
That's a Federer point, isn't it? Serve, short return, skip round the backhand for a forehand winner.
40-15.
Wonderful footwork. The whole body involved.
Game, Djokovic. One game on.
First ace of the final, and both men open up with service games held to 15. Colin McLaughlin, the managing director of Dubai Duty Free, the owners, organisers and sponsors, with his wife Breda.
Hasn't gone out wide much. Is that a tactical plan just for Djokovic? Doesn't want to give him that swinging forehand.
Well, Djokovic's backhand down the line has been pretty good all tournament, apart from in the first set of the semi-final.
15-all.
Flattened it out a lot too, didn't he? Got extra pace. So there's the aggression from Djokovic we talked about.
Just over the 200k mark.
His backhand was error-strewn at the start of the semi-final. It looks unbelievably good at the moment tonight.
It's just long, and the early opportunity then for Djokovic. The first blow is struck by the defending champion. He gets an early break. It's 2-1.
Djokovic leads 2 games to 1.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because when you think of the last 4 majors, Nadal's won 3 of them. Djokovic has won the Australian. So does Djokovic see himself as the #2 player in the world? And in that mix, where does Federer see himself? The Australian Open title, of course, in 2010, his 16th and last major, but he doesn't own a major title at the moment for the first time since 2002. All comes into the mix, doesn't it? I mean, Federer now almost has to prove himself this year.
Yeah, certainly signs in the early stages of this year that the duopoly that has been Federer and Nadal is becoming a triology, with Djokovic involved.
Time.
Two-1 then, Djokovic with an early break. 3 tie-break sets, of course, to decide this final.
I think after 9 minutes and the catastrophe of his semi-final, all those have been banished, those memories. What a start this is from Djokovic.
Djokovic looking down at his baseline. It seemed to me that Federer's ground stroke found it.
All of those points won by Federer will please him.
15-13.
Off the driven backhand, forcing the error.
3 aces already for Djokovic. That one, 205 Ks. So cranking it up into the high 120s.
It is remarkable how much better his serve is this year to last. Remarkable. The elbow was so low last year. We sort of analysed it, didn't we, in slow motion. And that's why it created a sort of a bowling effect, but it's really back to a throwing action. The position at the back of the swing is so much better of the arm.
Left for service. Đoković.
Early ascendancy then for Djokovic. Brilliant serving.
Djokovic leads 3 games to 1.
And of course, when you're having to tamper with your serve and maybe change it a little, you really need to trust your coach, don't you? And this man, Marian Vida, has been in his corner since June '06. They're a good team. Amazing, actually, at breakfast one morning, the hotel was staying in, Marian Vida was in that hotel.
$15.
His breakfast was interrupted by just a hotel guest who was going to play tennis, who asked if he wouldn't mind giving him some tips with his own game. And Marian Vida spent, I would say, at least a quarter of an hour. In the end, he got out of his chair and was doing some shadow swings with the guy. It was amazing.
Fabulous backhand. Federer will be disappointed not to make the volley, but he was stretched.
It's amazing how different Djokovic is playing tonight. He's been hitting with so much topspin before the final. He's hitting it so much flatter tonight and pacier.
Left for service. $13-15.
That, for me, is when Federer is at his best. When he skips around the backhand after the serve
40-15.
to hit forehands from outside the doubles court almost. He comes alive.
$40-13.
Well, the errors coming from the Federer racket. And Chris, our friends in Hawkeye have already confirmed what you are sensing, that Djokovic is hitting the ground strokes flatter and faster than against Berdych. 4 mile an hour increase.
Well, he was moving backwards and away from the court there, Federer. Another miss hit.
And another break point for Djokovic.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Ouch. The first one of this final for Djokovic. Not only did he miss that, he missed it by a long, long way. 1.9 meters out.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Well, having to come up with something very special just to stave off Djokovic at the moment.
Deuce.
His second.
Advantage, Federer.
It's pretty quick too, 201 Ks, 125 miles per hour. It's the disguise, though, that Federer excels at on the serve. Very difficult to read. Exactly the same build-up. It's only the wrist at the hit point.
And look at the look. Take that.
Yes. Huge.
Deuce.
Hasn't lost a match this year. 11-0.
Advantage. Federer.
Really struggling to win any points behind the second serve, Federer. Wins that one though, and that brings him much relief. He holds despite facing 2 break points. 3-2 is Djokovic's lead.
Djokovic is 3 games to 2.
Yes, it's not 4-1 double break. It is 3-2. That can play havoc with you sometimes. But I think Djokovic, he knows mentally he's got to be so strong against Federer on every point. Whatever mini battles go against him, he'll stay firm, stay positive. As he did, he saved match points. US Open, of course, semi-final last year. He got the win again in the semis of the Australian against Federer this year. They're the big, big matches. And maybe the suggestion of a shift in power. He is one steely competitor.
Time.
First real setback for Djokovic in this match, failing to take those break points for the double break. But he's playing quite superbly. I suppose just the one rush of blood to the head on the first of the break points. What a difference. 56% for Federer, 91. Well, if Djokovic serves at 91% of first serves in, hand him the trophy now.
Significant point, though, as frustrating as it was for Federer missing another forehand, but there's no way was he going to allow himself to hit a backhand in that point. When his backhand starts to miss, then his forehand does too, because obviously it becomes more important for the forehand to excel. He's looking for it more now, though, it seems.
30 love.
4 aces. First serves in from Đoković. A love game. So far, he has missed 1 first serve.
It's remarkable. I think if he wins this title, David, one of your questions has got to be, how on earth have you managed to improve your serve as much in a year? It's pivotal so far, isn't it?
It's stunning how well Djokovic is playing. And you think how badly he played in the first set yesterday.
Love 15.
It's got a feel about the Australian Open about it as well, isn't it? Because Federer is throwing everything at him and he's equal to all of it and more.
Novak applauds the backhand down the line of his opponent.
15 on.
Taken at the top of the bounce, tall position for the strike. Well, he hangs his head after that error, Djokovic. That just shows you the standards he's setting himself.
13, 15.
He felt he had a chance to make the pass there. He's taking it so early.
30.
Reading the serve so well. It's not often you see Federer play his first groundie after a good first serve from the tram lines. Well, it's one of the greatest forehands the game has ever seen, isn't it? He can do anything with it. So good cross court, but this one down the line, just as damaging.
Federer.
Lovely change up, the big kicker out wide. Federer playing really well, just to cling on to the coattails of Djokovic. 4-3.
Đoković leads 4 games to 3.
It's so exciting, isn't it, seeing both these men in such great form tonight. To think about the rest of the season, it's going to be such a competitive season. Nadal, of course, he needs to get fully fit. Federer, without a major title for such a long time. Djokovic, he feels maybe he can win something else other than the Australian Open. You've got Berdych, you've got Serdling, you've got Murray, who all want to make their mark. It's just going to be a fabulous year.
And hopefully Juan Martín del Potro, the US Open champion of 18 months ago, as we look at His Highness Sheikh Hasha bin Maktoum Al Maktoum, President of Tennis Emirates, in the roll box. Hopefully Juan Martín del Potro will recover his full fitness and form to be another challenger.
Time.
Djokovic going to serve the new balls. Remember, he's missed one first serve so far.
Well, it's hats off at the moment, isn't it? That's a master stroke. He sort of leans off it, does he? Sort of off his back foot, but hits with such pace and aggression. Yeah, he's off the ground when he hits that.
Really came up off that one.
And that's music for Djokovic.
30-15.
4 or 5 shots to the Federer backhand and then quite a big error. Yeah. Just endorses the tactics, doesn't it? And then the miss off the forehand, having missed badly off the backhand.
Federer changing the court, left baseline.
Very seldom challenges. And he's got it right.
Wow.
Replay the ball. 30-15. (40-15).
super game from Djokovic. And of course, at the end of last year, he inspired Serbia to its first Davis Cup title. He says he couldn't wait for this year to start on the back of that. He's lifted a nation from the war-torn years with the other Serbian players, Ivanovic, Jankovic. He's certainly inspired tonight.
Love 15.
Well, I mean, he played brilliantly in the Australian Open. There's Harry Redknapp, the manager of Tottenham Hotspur in the English Premier League. Two break points for Djokovic.
15-14.
Set points, of course. Well, peculiar point that one, because Federer so mishit the forehand that it had an extraordinary bounce that caught Djokovic totally by surprise.
30-14. First set, Djokovic.
Turns to his camp as if to say, I played pretty well in that set, didn't I? Quite magnificent. 6-3.
6-3.
Yeah, a stunning set, really was. I think the way he beat Berdych in the quarterfinals, the Australian Open, 1-6-1. Federer 6-5-4 in 3 hours. It's just a continuation of magnificence. 5 aces for Djokovic. First serves in 85%, and 88% of those points won behind it. And in most departments, you've got to say, really, in that set, he totally outplayed Federer in the 33 minutes on court. I think Federer did well in the end to get 3 games. That's how good it was for Djokovic.
Yeah, stunning set indeed, taking just 33 minutes. Let's have a look at the highlights, many of them. That forehand was just stunning.
You know, he's a great champion, Federer. How can he bite back here. Is Djokovic, is he going to have to wait for Djokovic to have a lull? That's got to happen at some stage. I mean, surely he can't keep this standard up for the whole of the second set, Djokovic. And what will Federer do to try to impress further at the start of this second set? And he lost his serve twice in 39 games, Federer, coming into the final. He's already lost it twice in the 5 service games he served so far tonight. Well, the plan is just working to perfection, isn't it? Another Federer miss on the backhand. He's still hitting way too many than he would like. And he wasn't looking to do too much with that last backhand, was he?
Djokovic hasn't looked in any trouble in any of his service games so far.
Second set.
It's been a masterclass of tactics for Djokovic. This is the shot placement he used against Federer in the Australian Open win in the semi-finals. Look at that. He only gave Federer 28% of the match on his forehand, his biggest shot, his biggest weapon, with the serve, of course. And in this match, well, he's given him even less. It is perfection so far.
Thank you. Seat special behind the plate. Thank you. Love 15.
Federer looking a little befuddled at the moment.
Surprising.
He needs those.
15 on.
Needs the cavalry at the moment.
John Wayne in charge, I presume.
But surely the bubble will burst for Djokovic at some stage. He'll have a service game perhaps where his first serve goes AWOL. But Federer cannot rely on it. He's got to keep holding serve.
Net for service.
As his first port of call.
40-15.
It's a real surprise when Djokovic comes up with an unforced error. So well as he played for the first 41 minutes. Bravo, says Djokovic. Match being played in perfect spirit.
I'm not so sure. I mean, it's huge respect, of course it is, for Djokovic to do this. I'm not so sure that's the best thing to do for him. I mean, I think Federer could almost say, you're saying well done to my shots? That could raise his heckles a little bit, I think. Because Djokovic, by doing that, the way he did it, it's almost like, well, I'm the boss out here. I'm the one that's done everything that you've done. But he hasn't.
No, there's 14 majors behind.
It's not the misses from Federer
15 love.
that's a little disconcerting for his fans. I think it's the size of the miss.
Serbian flag. Took a risk, took it early.
15 all.
Yeah, it's one of his best backhands for some time, isn't it? And I'm just going to be fascinated now, after that little comment from Djokovic, the next 10 minutes, how much better is Federer going to play?
Just got a little close to that one. And here is the first half chance for Federer in a Djokovic service game at 15-30.
Normally he hits the spinny one down the tee here. Though he has varied that tonight, gone wide a lot more. For the obvious reason, he's getting to the Federer backhand.
30 all.
Fruitful once more.
Hot.
Well, suddenly the Djokovic backhand looking a little vulnerable. And here is the first break point of the match for Federer.
It's a pretty tight match in the crowd, isn't it?
Yeah, fabulous.
Now, will he gamble and run round and use the forehand here, Federer? Surely this will be kicker to it. He needs quicker points, Federer. Needs to win them in under, what, 6-7 shots, really, to feel totally at home. Yeah, stood off it, late on the hit, miss hit.
Djokovic.
And it's 70-odd% of the points over 6 shots being won by Djokovic, we understand. It's well under 30% for Federer. He's got to change that around, gamble more when he can get a chance, like a second serve that he didn't do on the break point.
Like that.
That's what he's got to do. He looks urgent. He comes alive. It is the greatest forehand of all time. It can turn the match round yet.
Well, the first serve percentage certainly has dropped now. Remarkable first set, but he missed only 3 first serves in the entire set. Second break point.
Federer.
This game in progress now for over 7 minutes.
Now then, another second serve. What this time?
He got the error in the end then, and a little clenched fist from Federer as if to say, you got the first set, but it takes 2 to win the final.
Federer leads 2 games to 1.
Yeah, and his fans are absolutely delighted. He's been patient. He always is. And the attitude, remember the attitude from Federer? Well, if players can play good enough for 2 out of 3 sets to beat me, too good. 3 out of 5, it's less likely, but again, too good. It's always been his philosophy. He always gives of his best. And he is. So it's a little break in the bubble, isn't it, for Djokovic? For the first time in this final.
Yeah, the serving percentage has dropped off. It was almost inevitable that it would.
Time.
So Federer has his first break of serve, and he has the lead in the second set.
And he's going back to that wide serve, isn't he?
15 love.
There's a real momentum switch here. Is it going to be one of those rapid Federer love service games? Another good sign for his fans if it is. It's amazing because so little he served and volleyed, and that one just rifled back down to his feet.
Flash cameras, thank you. Correction. Replay point. 13-15.
Such a quick overall. Appreciated by the players always, and that's a horror. This is backhand early on yesterday that broke down against Berdych.
14-15.
Which is very unusual.
Federer.
Yeah, we always say, don't we, that when Federer gets ahead, his service games get quicker.
It's unbelievable support, isn't it, for Nole
Federer leads 3 games to 1.
and Federer.
It's just been an unbelievable week. Every night it's been absolutely packed. Marvellous.
love. Love. Oh. 14 love. Service.
Well, Djokovic responds to the loss of serve with a love game, but Federer has the lead, 3-2.
Federer leads 3 games to 2.
Yeah, big game, good game. Just keeps in touch, the single break, which keeps the pressure on Federer. He can afford no slip-ups on serve. He's had that knee support on the whole tournament. You'd hope just for precautionary measures, but he's one of the biggest sliders on a hard court you'll ever see. So there's a lot of jarring that goes on in the body. New racket coming out the bag. New balls in 1 more game's time. Well, it's a terrific final, isn't it? Great atmosphere, wonderful tennis. Particularly from this man in the first set. Yes, he's gone off the ball a little, but it's a wonderful occasion.
Yeah, and a wonderful atmosphere.
Time.
The Mexican wave in full flow around the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Stadium.
And the Royal Box getting involved too. Look at that. Is it going to make it all the way round?
Thank you.
First double.
And he served one against Gasquet, one against Đoković, three against Devarman.
Love 30.
Oh my, this has been a sloppy game from Federer. The double, two forehand errors.
Love 40.
And he's gifting Djokovic the opportunity to level.
He was love 40 down against Devarman in the opening round, was Federer.
15-40.
He got back to 15-40. Then he served four aces in a row. Wouldn't he love a repeat?
Djokovic.
It was an amazing point, but what a way for it to end. And Djokovic snuffs out the Federer fight back and levels at 3-all.
He's not the very best overhead, Federer. He's missed quite a few this week under the lights and the night sky. He had a bit of time to think about this one too, and he never really looked comfortable, did he, through the hit?
3 against all.
Djokovic, elated.
Love 15.
Wow. A Robin Hood special. It's the perfect point, isn't it? The kicker to the backhand, short response, deep into the backhand, following it in.
15 all. 30-15.
So many mishits tonight from Federer. He's never found his best form for any length of time.
40-15.
Yeah, Severin Luthi and Pierre Paganini must be pretty distressed with what's going on in front of them. It's yet another error from Federer. It's 3 games in a row for Djokovic, and he now leads in this second set.
Djokovic is 4 games to throw.
Still, the expression doesn't change. Just takes it all in his stride, keeping on trying to work it out. But time is running out for Federer. That run of 3 games against him will certainly bruise. It's a very big game coming up next with the new balls, with a new racket. And over the whole match, you'd have to say that Djokovic has outserved Federer, which he wouldn't have predicted.
He's outplayed him, hasn't he? Apart from that one little spell. And Federer put together 3 games in a row.
Time.
Don't often have to say this, but it's a must-win game for Federer.
For service.
See again there was no urgency to look for the forehand from Federer
Love 15.
at all. Another miss hit off the backhand.
Oh dear. Well, Federer's game just disintegrated.
Love 30.
Remarkable. Three break points, and frankly you feel these are 3 championship points.
Love 40.
Well, right, Federer off at your peril. If. It's still a big if he can get out of this service game.
Djokovic.
They well settle it. 4 games in a row. Djokovic will serve to win this title for a 3rd straight time.
He's wide-eyed too, isn't he? Uncharacteristic from Federer, really, just allowing the ball to get to his backhand again. Another error. He thoroughly deserves it, though, Djokovic.
Djokovic leads 5 games to 3.
It's the finishing touches required.
Now.
They were convinced he was going to make that one. I think everybody was. Is that a sign?
15-all.
Two championship points for Novak Djokovic.
40-15. Thank you. It's over.
He only needs the one, and it's rather fitting, isn't it? But the first man to do 3 titles in a row here successfully, Novak Djokovic, does it against the man himself, emphatically, as it was at the Australian Open at the start of the year. It's a big moment for Djokovic. He's backed it up. It is his 3rd title here in his 3rd final in a row, his 20th in his career. A wonderful performance. 3-1 down in the 2nd set. It's 5 games in a row. Does he believe what he's just done? In about 70 minutes, he's dismantled Federer really in many, many ways, just as he did at the Australian Open. Is it a changing of the guard? Is it Nadal, Djokovic, the ones that are really contesting for the majors this year? Is Federer in the next bracket? It would appear so after that performance this evening. The bare statistics. 5 aces all in the end. But the first serves in over the match for Djokovic. Well, it did go down a little, but it could only surely have gone down a little after that first set performance. But he won 82% of the first serve points in the match. That is phenomenal. And it's something that Federer just couldn't get to grips with himself. And the 4 break points to the 1 for Federer. Decisive as well. A wonderful performance from the Serbian. Still unbeaten this year. It's 12-1, 0 lost. David Mercer will take you through the ceremonies.
Novak, a hat-trick of titles here must feel very special.
Yeah, I mean, it's a first tournament in my career where I managed to, win 3 titles in a row. I keep on playing really well here. Tonight was really one of the better matches that I've played in a while. Of course, against Roger, it's always a big challenge, and I had to be on top of my game if I wanted to win, and I was playing perfect match from the beginning to the start.
And it's been a perfect start to the year. You've played 12 matches. You've won 12 matches.
Yes, well, I've had a good preparation, and I'm feeling good on the court. I'm managing to play the best as I can, and hopefully I can continue.
The one thing I think we've all noticed this year is your serve. I mean, in that first set tonight, you missed 3 first serves in the entire set.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I've been working really hard on that shot in my game. I know that, if I want to play well and eventually have a chance to win against best players in the world, I need to serve well, and that wasn't the case, in the last 7-8 months. But now it's starting to come, and I'm really happy for it.
And no rest for you, because next weekend, of course, Serbia starts the defence of the Davis Cup.
Yes, it's been a very historical win for us last year, and it's really a rare opportunity to represent your country, to feel the team spirit, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again our champion, Novak Djokovic.
Yes, and of course it was that he talked about that kick-started this year in such fabulous style, the inspiration he got from leading Serbia to its first Davis Cup. It can inspire many. All the dignitaries getting ready to take centre stage for the presentations. Sure we'll hear from Colin McLaughlin from Dubai Duty Free, the managing director, amongst others. Salah Talek, the tournament director, has done a fabulous job over the years here. Remember, this is the 19th running of the tournament. Set to stay at the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Stadium as well for some few years yet. The highlights, well, they were mainly for Djokovic, apart from that 3-1 lead in the second set for Federer. It was all about the Serbians' performance tonight. Tactically, it was masterful. Federer at times, like towards the end of the match, tried to get it onto his forehand more, but it just wasn't to be. That's how it finished. A hat-trick of titles in a row.
So we come to the end of the 19th Dubai Duty Free Tennis Championships. Once again, we've had a fabulous 2 weeks of tennis. Once again, it's been brilliantly organised by a super team. Every team has a captain. The captain of this team is the managing director of our owners, organisers and title sponsors, Dubai Duty Free. And my first duty is to ask Colin McLaughlin to address us.
David, thank you very much. Your Highnesses, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My job this evening is very quick, very simple, and I'm very happy to do it. I want to welcome our special guests tonight. The President of the Arab Tennis Federation, returning to us from Kuwait, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah. You're welcome, sir. The President of Tennis Emirates and longtime supporter of our event, His Highness Sheikh Hasher Al Maktoum. Welcome, sir. I wish to refer at this time and thank our patron of the event, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President of the UAE and ruler of Dubai. The UK Consul General Guy Warrington and Mrs. Warrington, you're welcome. It's my job to say goodbye to the ATP officials and players who have done a terrific job this week. And you know, over the 2 weeks, for our event to have the world's #1 winning the ladies' tournament and the world's #2 and #3 competing for the men's tournament is a terrific feeling, and it makes the work so many people have done over 19 years very worthwhile. Novak, congratulations. You will be aware and will have noticed that the wheel has done a full turn, and our tennis championship is once again called the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Championship. It is our intention to retain it that way. The growth of our event over its 19 years has a feel-good about it. You know, earlier this week we were awarded by the ATP as the Tournament of the Year in the 500 series. And that's something the players vote for. And thank you, players in the ATP. The growth of the tournament is in tandem with the growth of Dubai Duty Free over its 27-and-a-half-year history. And I'm happy to confirm that the Dubai Duty Free is now the largest duty-free operation in the world, with sales last year of 1.27 billion dirhams. And you know, I frequently get the credit for a bit of this, but of course, it's not me at all. It's the support and continuous hard work of the team in the Dubai Duty Free, the Aviation Club, the Irish Village. And at this time, I want to say thank you and respect to my own boss, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Zayed Al Maktoum, for his continuous support and encouragement through the years. When we started our tennis, one decision we made very consciously was to manage the event in-house. And we have done that fairly successfully. We have a fantastic team, and part and parcel of that management is that we appointed Salah Talik as our own tournament director 9 years ago, and this year was also elected onto the Council of the International Group. Salah, congratulations. Your Highnesses, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, look forward to seeing you all back next year for the 20th anniversary of the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Championship. God bless you all. Thank you.
And now to speak to us is our tournament director, Salah Talik.
Thank you, David. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It's given me a great pleasure to welcome His Highness Sheikh Hasher bin Jum'ah Al Maktoum, President of the Tennis Emirates. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. 2 weeks of a great tennis. Thank you to all the players for their support and playing in Dubai. Thanks to Roger and thanks to Novak for making tonight such a successful night. Thank you. Also, we are very thrilled that we have won the 7th ATP Award of the Year. Thank you. Without all the sponsors' support and help, this tournament could have not been possible. So thanks to all our sponsors. Of course, there's always behind-the-scene work. So without the team behind this, would have never been possible. So I would like to thank our staff everywhere, Dubai Duty Free, Aviation Club, the ball kits provided by Clark Francis, and Hani Khafif and his team for such a hard work for the last 2 weeks. Also, I would like to thank a lot of government, local government support for their support for the last 2 weeks. So Dubai Ambulance, Civil Defense, RTA, Department of Naturalization and Residency, and a special thanks to Mr. Ali Asuri for his continued support. To all the local and international media here and worldwide, thanks for such a great coverage everywhere, and a special thanks to Rashid Amiri for such broadcasting things through Dubai Sports Channel. Thanks to Captain Isa and his team for such a hard work of 2 weeks. Thank you, Isa. Of course, we have to thank and should not forget all the officials of the Dubai of the Men's Open, ATP, Mr. Gary and Mr. Miro for such a support. Thank you. Last but not least, we shouldn't forget all the crowd here, all of you. Thank you for coming. And look forward to see you, inshallah, for the next Dubai Duty Free Tennis Champion 2012. And God bless UAE. Shukran wa ma'a salama.
Your Highnesses, could I now invite you to come onto court to present the trophies?
Yes, and the amount of work that has been done to build this tournament from its early days to the success it is down to many, many people, including the dignitaries that are taking centre stage now for the presentation of the trophies and the checks, of course. Let's not forget the runner-up, $181,500. This 500 series event is 300 points, and the winner, 500 points and $386,000 to take home. Beautiful flowers. The youngsters, I'm sure, will be excited about delivering. Sheikh Hasher will be presenting.
So now we will ask His Highness Sheikh Hasher bin Maktoum Al Maktoum, the President of Tennis Emirates, to present the trophies. And it's always a great tradition here that we include the doubles players. So first of all, the doubles runners-up. They'd never played before as a partnership, and they made it all the way through to the final. From France, Jeremy Chardy, and from Spain, Feliciano Lopez. And in addition to the trophy, they share $54,000 US. New champions in the doubles this year. Mikhail Yuzhny has twice been a singles finalist, and Sergei Stokovsky played so well in the singles, a quarter-finalist. Yuzhny and Stokovsky. And their prize, $114,500. And so, ladies and gentlemen, to the singles. He's been our champion 4 times. Once before, losing finalist, he came back the next year to win again. It wouldn't be appropriate if we didn't hear tonight from Roger Federer. Wasn't to be tonight, Roger, but Dubai is a special place for you.
Yeah, I've had a lot of success here, spent a lot of time here, but like you said, tonight wasn't the night for me. I had a tough start and a tough end, but Novak played solid all the way through the entire tournament and deserved to win. Tough match for me, but still a great tournament.
And still a great champion, Roger Federer. But the last word, ladies and gentlemen, always goes to our champion. This time, champion for a 3rd straight year, Novak Djokovic.
Oh. Hello. Yeah. Good evening, and Your Highnesses, and would like to thank firstly to the tournament director, to Dubai Duty Free and major sponsors for making this tournament happen. It's been a favorite tournament of the players in the category of 500 for many years, and this tournament is over and over again why they deserve this award. Over and over again why they deserve this award. And I feel really well here over the years. I've been playing some great tennis, and I really look forward coming back with my team. First, I want to thank to them for their support, and then, of course, the crowd that makes an incredible atmosphere every night. It's been a pleasure playing in front of you. Thank you. See you next year.
And while these 2 great champions pose together, you might be interested to know Roger gets $181,500, Novak, $386,000. Ladies and gentlemen, let's salute our champion, Novak Djokovic.
Yes, wonderful scenes. 3 in a row, as Federer did, of course. Federer in 09, Karl Juźny last year, and Federer in 2011. Wonderful trophy. And the man to beat, he's still unbeaten this year, the American hard courts, Beckham. And the build-up will start in earnest towards the second major of the year, of course. It all comes round pretty quickly. The only man that can do the Grand Slam this year, winning all of the 4 majors in the calendar year. There'll be plenty that'll have a lot to say about that.
We thank their Highnesses for being with us tonight.
Yes, so it's been a wonderful fortnight of tennis. It really has. This is a 500.